Do you ever wondered why millions of people around the world participate in No Nut November? Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't this just another internet challenge? Well, it's a bit more than that. No Nut November isn't just about saying no to certain urges. It's about saying yes to bettering yourself. It's about taking control, boosting your willpower, and maybe even learning a thing or two about your own habits. But here's the catch. It's not easy. In fact, there are a few pitfalls that can sneak up on you and ruin your progress if you're not careful. That's why today, we're going to break down the top 5 things that might derail your No Nut November journey. I'll not only point out these potential roadblocks, but also give you practical tips on how to overcome them. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the tools and mindset you need to conquer NNN and come out stronger on the other side. So, let's get started. 5. Falling into the trap of boredom. Boredom. It's one of those sneaky little things that can creep up on you when you least expect it. You're sitting there, maybe you've got some free time on your hands, and suddenly, your mind starts to wander. Before you know it, you're thinking about things that are, let's say, not exactly in line with your No Nut November goals. We've all been there, and it's completely normal. But boredom can be a serious threat to your NNN success if you don't manage it properly. So how do you tackle boredom head-on? Well, the first step is recognizing that it's happening. When you feel that restlessness starting to bubble up, it's time to take action. But let's dive deeper. It's not just about keeping busy. It's about understanding why boredom strikes and addressing the root cause. A lot of us use certain activities as a way to escape or fill a void. When that option is off the table, you're left facing an empty space that you need to fill with something meaningful. One mistake many people make is substituting one bad habit for another. Instead of taking time to reflect on why they're feeling bored or restless, they might turn to mindless scrolling through social media, binge-watching shows, or even overeating. These activities can be just as detrimental because they don't truly engage your mind or give you a sense of accomplishment. Instead, they serve as distractions that can leave you feeling even more restless and unfulfilled in the long run. So, what's the secret to beating boredom in a way that supports your No Nut November goals? It's all about intention and engagement. Choose activities that not only distract you, but also enrich you. When you engage in activities that challenge and excite you, boredom doesn't stand a chance. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. When you catch yourself feeling bored, take a moment to pause and breathe. Acknowledge the feeling without judgment, and then gently guide your attention to something productive or calming. Alright, moving on to number 4. Power of triggers. This one's a biggie. We often think we're strong enough to resist temptation, but triggers can be incredibly potent. Let me break it down for you. You see, triggers are those little cues or situations that set off a chain reaction of thoughts and urges. It could be something as simple as scrolling through social media and coming across suggestive content. Or it might be certain times of the day when you're alone and your mind starts to wander. These triggers might seem harmless at first, but they can quickly lead you down a slippery slope. One major mistake people make is not identifying their personal triggers. Everyone's got them, but they're different for each person. The first step in handling triggers is to become hyper-aware of what sets you off. Is it boredom? Is it stress? Maybe it's even certain environments or people. Once you identify your triggers, you can start to create a plan to avoid or manage them. But here's the kicker. Avoidance alone isn't enough. You need to have a solid strategy for when you inevitably face these triggers. Let's get tactical. When you recognize a trigger, immediately engage in an interruptive activity. This could be something like dropping to the floor and doing a set of push-ups, taking a cold shower, or even going for a brisk walk. The idea is to break the cycle of thoughts before they snowball into something more. Whenever you feel a trigger creeping up on you, take a moment to breathe deeply and visualize your long-term goals and the reasons you're participating in No Nut November. Imagine the pride you'll feel at the end of the month having stuck to your commitment. This mental shift can help you regain control and refocus your energy. Alright, moving on to number 3. Falling into the instant gratification trap. This one's a silent killer. In our world of instant everything, waiting and patience seem like outdated concepts. But instant gratification is your worst enemy during No Nut November. You see, we live in an age where everything is at our fingertips. Want to watch a movie? Just stream it. Hungry? Order food online. Feeling a bit lonely? Swipe right. This constant availability of instant solutions trains our brain to expect quick fixes for everything, including pleasure. And when you're faced with a challenge like No Nut November, your brain's craving for that instant hit can become overpowering. One mistake many people make is not preparing their environment to support their goals. Your environment plays a crucial role in your success. Look around your space and identify anything that might tempt you to seek instant gratification. It could be certain apps on your phone, websites you frequent, or even specific items that trigger urges. Take proactive steps to declutter your environment. Remove those apps, block those websites, and keep your space free from triggers. This isn't about avoiding your problems, but creating an environment that supports your goals. Another powerful strategy is to embrace delayed gratification. This means training your brain to find satisfaction in waiting and working towards long-term goals. Start with small things. For example, if you feel the urge to indulge in a quick pleasure, replace it with a productive activity that requires some effort but has a rewarding outcome. It could be reading a book, working on a passion project, or even engaging in a challenging workout. The satisfaction you get from achieving something meaningful will slowly start to outweigh the need for instant pleasure. Alright, moving on to number 2. Embrace the feeling. This one's all about changing your perspective on natural urges and using them to your advantage during No Nut November. One of the biggest mistakes people make during NNN is seeing their natural sexual urges as something negative or shameful. They try to suppress these feelings, and when they inevitably arise, it leads to frustration and guilt. But here's the thing, feeling horny is completely natural. It's a sign of vitality and sexual energy. Instead of viewing it as something that needs to be suppressed, why not embrace it as a positive force? When you feel those urges, don't associate them with the need to ejaculate. Instead, view them as a reminder of your strength and energy. It's your body's way of telling you that you're alive and thriving. This shift in mindset can be incredibly empowering. Rather than fighting against your natural desires, you're learning to channel them in a way that benefits you. Use the sexual energy as a source of motivation. When you feel the urge, redirect that energy towards something productive. Hit the gym, work on a creative project, or dive into a challenging task at work or school. You'll find that this energy can fuel your productivity and creativity, turning a potential distraction into a powerful asset. Alright, we've made it to number 1, the power of accountability. This is perhaps the most crucial element in ensuring your success during No Nut November. Accountability is a game changer. When you're accountable to someone else, you're far more likely to stick to your commitments. It's easy to let yourself down, but letting someone else down? That's a whole different story. This is why having an accountability partner or joining a community can make a massive difference. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to go through No Nut November alone. They think they can handle it without any support. But the truth is, having someone to share your journey with can provide immense motivation and encouragement. Find a friend, family member, or even an online community where you can share your goals and progress. This doesn't mean you have to broadcast your journey to the world, but having at least one person who knows what you're striving for can be incredibly powerful. Now, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might be on the same journey. Drop a comment below and let me know how you're planning to tackle NNN or share your own tips and tricks. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.